Okay, let's take a little bit deeper dive into this compressor. Just pull it apart here and have a look at some of the other components that make up this compressor. Okay, so now we're going to take a little closer look at this part here that mounts on the back of the compressor head. So one very important part of this is this little valve, and it's a little reed valve. So what that does is it allows pressure to go through but not back. So every time your compressor runs, it's going to compress this valve opened and allow discharge pressure out of the head but not allow pressure back down. So if you ever have an inefficient compressor, there's a good chance that this little reed valve, it's a little hard to see there, this little reed valve could be broken or damaged and just not allow refrigerant to stay on this side of the valve. It'll actually leak back into the compressor. You see higher than normal low side pressures where the compressor could be deemed inefficient, and that can be caused, like I say, by that damaged reed valve in here. We'll have a little closer look at this, and remember that I mentioned about this port here for the suction from the evaporator, so that heat saturated vapor refrigerant comes back through here. And we can open this up and you can see that this port here actually allows the refrigerant to go down through here, and the oil actually can fall out of the refrigerant as it goes through these bends and actually go down into here and drip back down into the compressor. You can see those two little tiny holes here. That's to allow the oil to return back to the compressor. Very important to have oil return to your compressor. Let's talk about oil distribution in the compressor. So in the bottom of your compressor here, this will have oil in it. It'll have the oil charge laid down in here. And one really neat thing about these compressors is in the bottom, this little shaft actually sits in the oil. It's kind of hard to see, but there is a little tiny vein in here. So when this compressor spins, it actually picks up oil and brings oil up through this shaft, up through here, and out this little hole. Keeps things lubricated and cool, actually. This little hole right here, and it basically sloshes the oil all around inside the compressor can and keeps everything coated in oil, and also allows the refrigerant to pick up oil as well and get carried through the system, because you want that oil to be through the system.